Welcome to CityPost.com. Today we're going to walk you through how to do our instant quote through the website. First step is to click on the instant quote button in the upper left-hand portion of the page. Once you get to the first page of the Build New segment, you're going to take your project, hopefully you have a drawing or a sketch, and we're going to start naming the different segments. For this project, we're going to start with test number 1. That's our first segment. This segment is 15 feet long. Next, we have to decide whether it's going to be a straight horizontal run or if it's going to be stairs. For this first segment, we're going to click on horizontal. Next, we have to decide whether or not we need 42 or 36-inch tall railing. We recommend looking into your local building department to see what is code for your jurisdiction. For our project, we're selecting 36-inch. Now we're done with the first step. Let's go to step 2. Now we need to decide how we're going to mount the posts. Are we going to be going down through the surface of the deck for a base mounted post? Or are we going to mount to the front of the deck on the fascia for a fascia mounted post? Alternatively, if your posts need to be installed on an angle, you're going to click Custom Angle Base Plate, and that's going to come to us and we're going to have to custom fabricate those. For this project, we're going to click on Base Surface Mount. The next question is whether or not we're installing into concrete or wood. This is going to let us know what type of fastener to send with your project. For this first test run, we're going to click concrete. Now let's move on to our next step. The CityPost system currently has 4 stock colors. We have black, bronze, gray, or white. We can do custom colors at an additional charge. If that's something you're interested in, please reach out to us directly at 855-GET-CITY. For purposes of this project, we're going to select black. Next, you need to decide what you want the post to be made out of. Our default is zinc-plated carbon steel, or alternatively, we can make the post out of stainless steel. We keep those in stock. For purposes of this project, we're going to default with our standard zinc-plated steel posts. Now let's move on to our next step. The next question is whether or not engineering is required for your system. If you selected custom angled base plates as your mounting type, then yes, you would need to have engineering review. For purposes of this segment, we don't need that. So we're going to save and review this segment. We see here that for our first run of railing, we selected 36-inch tall railing. It's 15 feet in length. It's base surface mounted going into concrete. It's a horizontal run. It's not stairs. The color is black. It's made out of steel and there's no engineering required. Now we're going to add another segment to our project. We do this by selecting Start Creating New Segment. So you'll notice that all of the settings from the last segment are saved. So however you selected for the last one are already pre-selected for you to save some time. So we're going to name this segment Test 2. This segment is 20 feet long. Whereas our last segment was for a straight horizontal run, this segment is going to be for stairs. This segment will also be 36-inch tall, and we move on to our next step. As we selected for our last segment, we're going to stick with a base-mounted system going into concrete. As I mentioned before, you'll see that these options are already selected for you. Again, for this test number 2 segment, we've selected black steel. There's no engineering required, so we will save and review. We're going to add one last segment. And we're selected here, start with previous segments options selected. Select start from scratch if you don't want all of your previous settings saved. For this segment, we're going to call it Test 3. It's going to be 25 feet long. It will be a horizontal run, 36 inches tall, and we'll move to the next step. Again, this is going to be base mounted, going into concrete. It's black, it's zinc plated steel, and there's no engineering required. We see the segments here, and we're going to go to our quote overview. Now we see our 3 segments in the quote overview. You can review to ensure that you've selected the right options. You can either save this for later, which you can retrieve, or we can go ahead and check out now. On the checkout page, all you need to do is fill out your personal information, your payment information, and click Charge Card and Complete Order. CityPost standard shipping option is FedEx Ground. If you need expedited shipping, feel free to reach out to us directly at 855-GET-CITY, and we can talk about other shipping options. The last step of this whole process is the installation. Welcome to the CityPost family, and we hope you enjoy your new railing. Like and subscribe to follow along. If you have any great pictures that you'd like to share, reach us on Instagram and Facebook at CityPost and Rail.